Guardians, this is Orbital Shark, and I'm going to give you a guide to where to find the most amount of spin metal and chests in the Skywatch on Earth. Now, it's nice and easy. As soon as you enter the Skywatch through these steps, first place to check, in this corner. Just there, next to the rock. There, if there's a chest, there will be it will be there. Next place to check, straight up these stairs. Now, if you wish to, you can attack the enemies. You can take them out, level up your weapons, your armor, do whatever you need. Now, next area is here in this room. Now, as you can see, it's just there, but it can also be hidden behind this, around the corner of this desk. It can be a pain in the arse to try and get there, but as soon as you see the square flash up, you'll know you're there. It can sometimes be the other side of the room as well. So, take that. Now, while we're doing these rounds, we will also find spin metal. As I said, you can also take out enemies, so there's, you know, there's loads you can do for XP. Spin metal items. I mean, some of these chests do yield high value items. I've had some rare items. I've also had some PlayStation exclusive ships, which from all accounts they might only be exclusive until sometime next year, but they're still exclusive all the same. Right. With the Hallowed Knight, now a lot of people will know from the beta that you could not take him on. Now, there are times, now you can see this random dude's just opened the chest and he doesn't care who else is around him. So I'm going to pick it up. So yeah, as you can see, sometimes it's on the table there. It can also be just here in the corner, just there. Also this corner, you've also got in between here, hidden in the corner, and then you've got other places on ground level just up here. It can actually be just up there, just round here, lying against this little outcropping generator type thing, or it can be right in here, and that's just ground level. There are also places on the next level where it can hide. You can easily jump up from this little ramped part, and even if you haven't got double jump, that is your easiest way up. It can also be in there, and once you crouch, you have to follow. If you want to get over to the next part of the ceiling, you have to follow directly along this line. And then that's it, you're here. You know, sometimes it can be just here. It can also be directly ahead of us, just there, and also on that little sloped section there. There's also one more place that it can hide, which is up there. Now, if you see it up there, you cannot get there from the upper levels. You've literally just got to jump and collect. Just jump and collect. If you don't get the square come up, then just retry it, because it will eventually just get closer and closer until you see it. Also, sometimes there's a chest there. When you come out, regardless of if there's a chest in that room, there can sometimes be a chest just there. Now, while we're at it, we shall collect some spin metal. Right, this dude's not happy. Right, we call this the shit cave, and as you can see, there's nothing in there. So it's living up to its name. The enemies I'm going to leave alone. Right, killed a couple, but just leave it at that. Sometimes there can be a chest up here. There very rarely is there one on this ledge just here. Same again, just here, as you can see. Very rarely is there one there. So it's always worth looking, but it's not always there. Right, next onto this building here. Now there are a lot of places where there can be chests here. At any one time it will be either just here on this edge, it can also be just under these stairs, just round here by these pipes, it can also be going onto the roof, it can also be just there. You will see it, you'll spot it as soon as you get up, you'll see it if it's there. There is also here if it's there, and there's also down there. So always look. Best place to start is always straight up them stairs, just there, or just jump over, and you'll have your first section to check. As we see, there's nothing up here. Then we go into the inner section. Now sometimes from this hole in the roof there's sometimes one there, but we'll actually jump onto that section because there can also be one just here in front of us. If it's not there, it could also be just up there. Now that one can be a bit of a pain in the arse to get to because it requires a little bit of manoeuvring. It's simply a case of having to jump up onto these little beams, tiniest little beams, and this beam here will get you to where you need to, where the chest will be just there. But if it's not there, being one of the biggest sections for chests, and I know I've already seen it, so I'm going to leave that section to last. And reloading. Never a good idea. Right, I've seen the chest, but see, can't hit a barn door with a banjo. Right, there we go. Right, the chest is up there. Right, I'll show you that part in a second. Right, the chest can also be up here on this ledge. This little ledge here. Oh, hang on. So sometimes just there. It can also be straight through here. I'll call these the generators because, well, that's pretty much what they look like. Now sometimes it will be here, and then sometimes up in this roof section you can get up here. It will sometimes be over there, just there, or it will sometimes be on that little outcrop section here, that little tin roof. But as we've already seen, we already know it's up there, which if you get yourself onto this little section here and then you want to jump as far as you can, double jump up into that corner, the far left hand corner, which should, if you push it enough, will get you up here. Now as we know, chest is there, but it can also be just here, and it can also be just round here. Now I know it can be a bit disheartening not having many items coming out of these chests, but you're getting a lot of spin metal. I mean, that's one of the main reasons for doing this, is your spin metal, and then sometimes you do get some rare items, which is always handy. The rare engrams, they can be turned in at the Crypt Arc, who, as we know, hates everybody, but we won't go into that. Right, next place to go is, as you come out that section there, you've got these trucks. Now there's always spin metal around here, so keep your eyes open. Go over the fence, just here, there can be a chest. Also in this corner there can be a chest. Also just up there in that corner, easily accessible with a double jump or with the Warlock's glide if you tap X immediately after. So just there in the corner, you've got to get past this little bit of building here. It's not difficult. If there's a group of ya, it's always best that you get one collect and then just double jump back so that the next person can get in. You've got 15 seconds to pick up contents of a chest, so yeah, you should be alright unless you die and you haven't picked up your chest. Then you're having to rely on someone picking you up, and yeah, it could get messy. If it's not in those 3 places, also up here, double jump, you can see where that big pipe is just there. Next to it, there can sometimes be a chest. Sometimes just here, and sometimes just down here. Now, if there is a chest here, so far as I know, only one person can pick that chest up. I've been on many a fire team, and many times I've been the second or third person to get there, and the chest just sits there glowing and does nothing. It does absolutely nothing. But moving on to a familiar cave for a lot of people, we've got Treasure Cave, and sometimes it houses absolutely nothing because it's pretty much a dead cave now that there's no looting going on. But there is the odd occasion where there's a chest waiting for you, so you just go ahead and pick it up, and then you can move on to the next section. I'll get into sections in a moment. Now, this part here is the start of one section, where if there's going to be a chest, it will be in this room. Now, if it's not there or in either corner, then it's not going to be there at all. It's not going to be round that corner down there. It's not going to be down there at all. So it's pointless you even looking. Now, where I get into sections is if it's not here, but there's 2 areas that count as a section here. There's within there in that little room, or there's the double doors there. Now, if it's not in one, it will be in the other. But as I mentioned earlier, there's always spin metal to be picked up, so always be on the lookout. So, because in that lower section there was nothing here, I want to move into here. Now, there are times when there's nothing here, because if for some reason a few minutes before there was someone already in there picking up chests, then it will not be there. You know, you can do another lap straight away, and it will. You know, there's a very high chance that it will be there that time. Depends on how quick you are. But right, going straight round the right of the double doors, you come to this fenced section. Now, there's always spin metal around here, so always look out for it. Now, there can be in this big fenced area, there can be chests, either one here or one here. At the same time, it can also be just here, or as you can see here, just on this little raised section. But as this all counts as one section, I'll also show you that the same chest could also be here in this foliage. It can also be in a lower section, a lower outcrop. And I've just gone and killed myself because I'm a bit of a twat. And I've drank lots of JD, so I've got an excuse. Anyway, sometimes in that little outcrop just there can be a chest. So it's always worth being on the lookout. Because all you need to do, which is what I failed to do last time, just crouch and you'll get under here. So you can always, there's only so far you can go. Once the chest's there, there's only so far you can go. So always make sure that the other members of your fire team can actually